This morning, as millions flee Hurricane Milton in Florida, Vice President Kamala Harris wrapping up a softball media blitz here in New York City, literally cracking jokes and cracking a beer with Stephen Colbert.
Would you like to have a beer with me so I can tell people what that's like? Okay. This was... Now, we asked ahead of time because I can't just be giving a drink to the Vice President of the United States without asking. You asked for Miller High Life. You asked for Miller High Life. I'm just curious.
Okay, the last time I had beer was at a baseball game with Doug.
So cheers.
Okay, cheers.
There you go.
That crowd roars, but is that the right move? Here to react, former senior advisor to Tim Scott, his presidential campaign, Matt Gorman. Matt, your reaction, you're a communications guy. If that's your client, is that the move?
I mean, she wants to have her cake and eat it too. She wants to go yuck it up with The View and Stephen Colbert, who are all openly supportive. And yet she also wants to insert herself with Ron DeSantis and try and, play president. And when she never has done this before, and then criticize him when he won't go along with it. You can't do both. Either go and do these softball interviews or go pretend you're president at the White House with Joe Biden.
I mean, you have President Biden canceled his trip, no Angola, no Germany, got to stick around. And he's praising governors for stepping up for a second major hurricane. And she's going from Howard Stern to The View to Stephen Colbert show after doing 60 Minutes. Remember, she wants people to have empathy and care about the American people. Tell me if this show, remember these accusations, and then keep in mind what she just did having a beer. Watch.
What just upsets me so is the idea that any politician would play political games with these folks, with people who are in the midst of such suffering, loss of life, loss of their homes, loss of normalcy, and then for the sake of political gain, tell these lies in a way that is meant to make people distrust the help that is there for them to receive. And it's crude. Have no empathy, man.
If you watch what happened in the western part of North Carolina, if you saw the special operations and all the groups that had to go in because FEMA wasn't there, if you saw the civilian choppers and taking 10 days to call the Army in, you don't think you're open to criticism for that? And how does Stephen Colbert, even, he's a comedian, not know that?
I mean, yeah, you want to talk about empathy, too. Where was she when this was barreling down on those folks in North Carolina and Georgia? She was on the West Coast with celebrities raising money. And Joe Biden was in Rehoboth, didn't go back to the White House. And again, she's up in New York. And again, talk about empathy. What about the empathy for a governor who's staring down a Cat 5 in the face, trying to protect his residents and his state, and then going out and calling him selfish because he won't indulge your little campaign stunt? It's ridiculous.
And Matt, you did tell our producers you see a huge problem between Biden, passive aggressive against the vice president, and when he praised DeSantis yesterday in the Oval Office, that was more evidence of it. Calling a press conference in the middle of her event, that was more evidence of it. And the fact that she says she was there with me every step of the way, is that more evidence?
Oh, absolutely. You've seen this over the last week or so. You're right. Going out right when she's about to start her event, then just really giving her a big bear hug, that unpopular president, saying she's a major player in everything I've done. And then also, yeah, you're right. Yesterday, he just threw her under the bus and debunked what she was saying, going over the top, saying how communicative and cooperative DeSantis was, and we're all working together. He's doing a good job when he did not have to do that. I can imagine the White House was getting a pretty angry call from the Harris campaign when they heard that.
Yeah, I hope they work it out. I'm going to say I hope everybody gets along. Thanks, Matt.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.